Hi, everybody. Good morning. It is Thursday. I'm Jason DeRusha. Welcome to the CBSN Minnesota Daybreaker. Nice to have you with us today. Hope you got a chance to be outside yesterday. I took a 27-mile bike ride. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, over in St. Paul. Great day. You're going to have another opportunity for a good ride. I'm not taking another ride. I'm in a lot of pain. And I'm getting text messages right now. News just keeps coming in, folks. Doesn't stop for the Daybreaker. Quiet day, quieter than my cell phone that shouldn't have been dinging there. It's high temperature, only in the upper 60s. We should be around 72. So it is a cool one for sure. But you know what? It's fall. Put on a sweater. Should be nice. Let's talk about this. And I assure you, we're not talking about this story just because of the name of the business. The Busted Nut in Hastings says they were fined $7,600 by a state inspector. And they say it's because they were told they weren't doing enough to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The owner actually spoke with two Republican state representatives the other day and said they were being fined because one of their employees didn't have the proper face mask on. We haven't heard regulators' side of this story yet, but the state has said that they were going to focus on education, not on fines. Busted Nut, this is a look at their GoFundMe as they're trying to raise money to cover that fine. They are contesting it, but should they lose, they would use this money. So here's the question for you. When obviously restaurants have very specific regulations. So do, barbershops and salons and spas and gyms and all of these rules for operating. If they don't follow the rules, should they be fined? Does this seem excessive to you? I mean, obviously, I think most people would say that dollar amount is aggressive. What do you think is the right way to go for people who are breaking the rules? Love to hear your thoughts on this. I think it's a little bit of a tricky one. That dollar amount, though, is eye-popping, right? Leave a comment on the WCCO TV Facebook page, and I can't wait to see what you think. We'll share some of your thoughts coming up. Let's talk about Big Ten football because it is back on for this fall. Gophers are going to be part of a 9-game schedule that starts at the end of October. Safety precautions, that'll be a part of it. Daily testing for staff and players. Money, a big factor here. The university set to lose $75 million without a season. But the Big Ten also under a lot of pressure because some of the other Power 5 football conferences have been playing. So the Big Ten feeling the heat. They didn't announce about volleyball or soccer or some of the other fall sports. They said there will be updates soon, so we'll be watching that. Despite football's return, that isn't enough to stop the university from voting on a proposal to wipe out men's track and field, tennis, and gymnastics. They said the loss of football was part of the budget shortfall, part of the reason they're getting rid of these sports. They said gender equity requirements is also part of it. But there's a structural budget problem for the university. COVID made it clear. But there are other issues here that they've been talking about for a number of years. Student athletes you see marching across campus in protest. They're asking the board to consider other options.
It doesn't only affect the University of Minnesota. We're afraid that other administrations, other universities will follow suit. And we're standing for everybody across the nation, not only just the University of Minnesota.
Board of Regents scheduled to vote on the proposal in early October. Protests turned into a party last night because protesters got exactly what they wanted, at least for now. Big controversy in South Minneapolis over what to do about the 3rd police precinct. Community members, some of them, putting pressure on the city to not pay $1 million to lease a new building for police after the old one was burned down in May by rioters. So there was a spot on Minnehaha, kind of around the corner, an old warehouse. The landlord was going to sign a deal with the city, and the landlord backed out of the $1.2 million lease deal. Protesters celebrated the victory, but some business owners are disappointed, saying they need more police presence.
We know the work's not done. We know we have so much to do, but we got to celebrate the small victories.
I used to look out the window here and see police cars go by. It was very common. I hardly ever see a police car go by, hardly ever.
No other properties have been identified yet for a new precinct. There is supposedly a list of possible options. Right now, 3rd Police Precinct officers are working out of the Minneapolis Convention Center. Obviously, response time is going to be a little higher if you're dispatching from outside the district, but the city also could explore locations outside of the 3rd District. Joe Biden's campaign has announced where in Minnesota he'll be visiting tomorrow. It's been a bit of a mystery, but now we know he's going to Duluth. Friday is the day. Biden plans to tour a union training center, and he's going to speak there in the afternoon. We're still waiting for the specific union training center or the specific time, but Joe Biden going to Duluth. Donald Trump going to Minnesota as well. He'll be in Bemidji speaking at a airport rally. Candidates are spending more time and more advertising money in Minnesota because they consider it a swing state. Federal government just sent Minnesota a playbook on how to plan for a vaccine, a COVID vaccine, and it included 3 phases of vaccine rollout. So here's the deal. Phase 1. There aren't going to be that many doses. So healthcare workers, people at high risk of severe illness, they get the doses. Makes sense, right? Phase 2. This one's a little trickier. There are more doses available, so the state will start vaccinating the general public. And then phase 3, this is the easy part. There's enough for everybody. They just, hey, come and get your vaccine. State Health Department says it's going to form a team to try to figure out this phase 2 part. When there are some available for the general public, who goes first? If this is even an issue, we don't know how widespread people will be, widespread the desire to get the vaccine will be. Minnesota has to submit its own vaccine plan by October 16th. Wisconsin, too. Just a few months after a shooting nearly took his life, a Minnesota man is reopening his restaurant. Kevin Tran, cut the ribbon, back in business at Penn Lake Roast Beef in Bloomington. You know, he was closing up for the night in June when 2 armed men came inside, tried to rob the place. They shot Tran. You can see he made it. Community and his family came together to celebrate his return.
At the end of the day, my uncle is serving the community through food made with love, and so today it just meant a lot to have these important people show up.
Kevin's family says he chose yesterday for the ribbon cutting because it marks 3 months since the shooting happened. Penn Lake Roast Beef back open for customers today. Minnesota Lynx begin their hunt for another WNBA title tonight. They got a first round bye, so the Lynx play the Phoenix Mercury in the second round tonight. And this story is just like absolutely made for Hollywood. Maya Moore, already an incredible story, right? She puts her WNBA career on hold to fight for this man's freedom, Jonathan Irons. She got his freedom, and they're married. They got married. Yeah. She shared this photo on Instagram. He was released in July. It's been a 22-year journey for him, a wrongful conviction. A lot of people responding when this came out yesterday like this is kind of weird, but I think it's very understandable. Jonathan Irons went through an absolute life-changing journey. Maya Moore went through a life-changing journey. No one can really understand what both of these in their own way have gone through. And so you see that understanding together. I think it's terrific. Happening through the weekend. Do you like to save money? Do you? I do. Are you cheap? Yeah, I am. Kids' clothes, kids' toys. Seems dumb to buy new, right? They're just going to destroy it anyway. So if you can get something gently used, save some money. Here it is. Just Between Friends is the name of this sale. This has kind of a cult-like following here in Minnesota. These sales are hugely popular. It's taking over the Healthy Sports Center in Woodbury this weekend. 500 families are consigning their clothes, their toys, their baby stuff through the store. Thousands will shop this weekend. In May, they postponed the sale, took it online because of COVID. Now it's back. New protocols, limited capacity, virtual line, social distancing. Everyone wears a mask. Free tickets online. So go online, reserve a time. It's $3 at the door, but you probably want to reserve your time. Go to our website for more information. The pandemic could make trick-or-treating a bit weird for some families next month, right? Look at this. This guy is a special effects enthusiast, which is one of the weirder categories of enthusiast to come up with. He has a low-tech solution to stay socially distanced. It's this tube. It's like a shipping tube. He's decorated it orange and black. And he can just slide the candy right down the tube. The kids stay 6 feet away. Pretty good. Thousands of shares online. Maybe you could use like a wrapping paper tube. Would that work? I think so. Just snack size. Can you get a full-size candy bar down there? I'm not sure. Let's get back to today's talker. We're talking about whether the state or whether local regulators should be fining business owners for violating COVID safety protocols or regulations. Busted nut, $7,000 fine. Katie Butters says that dollar amount is a lot. It really is. You're like $7,000. Come on. Restaurants are barely making it. Obviously, if Busted Nut took greater protection for staff and customers, maybe this would have been resolved. Katie thinks a fine is a good idea, but a smaller amount. Thanks, Katie. Dean says, first time, just a notice. That's an excessive fine. Yeah, thanks, Dean. Wendy says the amount seems a bit high. Yeah, I think we're having some agreement there. A lot of people think this. Pam says, hey, businesses should be fined if they don't follow the rules. You know, just telling them like, hey, you got to follow the rules. I don't know. Money talks for sure. It gets your attention. $7,000 though. All right. Legislators have something to say about it. We may cover this in the news here on CCO Today as well. That's the Daybreaker from CBSN Minnesota. We are your only local streaming news source, and so by definition, we're the best. We're absolutely the best. This is the best Daybreaker in town as far as I know. Have a great day.